Hey guys, welcome to the stream special. Welcome back. If you've been here before, you'll have to excuse the general air of chaos around me. We are preparing to move, and it's been chaotic, to say the least. I mean, I really don't have a better word for it. Today, however, we're going to do something special. We are celebrating the 30th anniversary of Sony, as some of you may know, and with Sony, like PlayStation specifically. And so they have released a anniversary set of PlayStation hardware. So they've released controllers, consoles, and the PlayStation Portal. So today we're going to unbox that portal. We have one here with us, and we're going to just see what this is all about. Now, I heard all about these. I know what these things do. They don't really have storage or anything. They're just they are remote players for your PlayStation, meaning you can go to another part of the house and play video games, which is kind of nice. Or if somebody wants to take over the TV with a different system, you can just play, right? So we're going to dive into this, and we're going to pop this guy open and just kind of see what all the fuss about this one is, because I've heard about it. I haven't heard anything bad. I haven't heard much really at all. So then again, I haven't been paying attention. So anyways, this is the system. You can see it's got the gray. That is what PlayStation was known for. Like if they had that gray colored console back then. So we're gonna dive straight in. Pop this guy open. My name is Nugget. I'm a big fat chicken. Okay. I got a piece of cardboard with your number on it, probably the serial number of the system. So it requires a Wi-Fi and it requires a PlayStation. Kind of a given, guys. We are aware of this. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna just dive into opening this part. Okay, we got a controller. Let's get this. Let's take a look at the charging cable, because they even went with the gray for the controller cabling, because it's the same shade as the actual controller. So let's get into the console, which it's not a full-on console, just so everybody's clear. It is a player, so it is not actually, it basically lets the PlayStation do all the visual processing. It is not a standalone console at this time, but I think it's going to pave the way for the PS5 portable that they were talking about. Wow, that is sleek. That is so cool. I'm nerding out, guys. Ooh. God damn. God damn. Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you what we're dealing with here. Okay. Okay. So here's the okay, so we got all the classic color scheme, the nice shade of gray. It's meant to be, it basically looks like a DualSense controller on the outside. That's the other side. Here's the back. So you have full trigger support. All of it is full trigger support. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna, this is not an actual screen. This is just a cover. Ooh, I hate taking that off. I actually didn't like taking that off. Okay. I'm gonna preserve that as best I can. Okay, so I don't know how well, if it's charged or anything, so I guess we'll find out. But it's kind of sick, because, like, I can just sit here at my desk playing PlayStation 5 without even turning the damn thing on. Okay, so let's fire it up. My PlayStation is already set for remote play, so my hope is that it is going to be straightforward and it's just going to work. We finished God of War, Ragnarok recently, and I know we kind of didn't take you on a couple of our most recent game journeys just because this house is rough. It was really hard to get, like, consistent internet to do the streams, so in the new year we may play those for you one more time just so you can join us for those moments, because, I mean, we're playing Horizon Forbidden West. Okay, so here's the cool things. It's got the lights. They are built in. It has its own speakers. That is a button. That PlayStation symbol is a button. And that is a mic control right there. Okay, so I'm going to just set it up as best I can. I'll show you guys what I can. So first things first, choosing your language. Letting it pick so the next thing it makes you do is set up your Wi-Fi. For security reasons, I'm not going to show you guys that part. Okay, it's pretty fast for it being like not even a full console. Okay, so we're setting up our internet connection. I don't know what the PlayStation symbol on it does. Maybe it is the PS button. It's like the PS symbol on the actual controllers. My hope is that it can find my PS5 currently, because if it's on Wi-Fi, it should be able to. Okay, we're doing Mountain Time, because that's where I am. It is not 1970. It's 2024 still, unfortunately. Because, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but this has been just a terrible month. The 2024, terrible year. This entire time has been, January followed by screaming, and suddenly we're in December. It is 1:05. And PM. Okay. Okay, we're doing the software update, which is only 900 megs, so this shouldn't take long. So yeah, we're doing our system software update, but you can see you've got your actual buttons here. So that'll be your option button. Then you have your mic control. Then you have your PlayStation symbol, plus your share button. Then, your normal buttons here, normal D-pad, analog sticks on both sides, full triggers, which are probably, they're probably capable of the text, like of the resistance and everything like that. It's got good speakers on it. Looks like we got a connect button right here, power button right here, and then volume controls right here. So everything's kind of like within reach. Honestly, this could become a very much a prototype of the PlayStation Portable that they're talking about. There's no confirmation that that is actually happening yet. Lastly is the charging port and a headphone jack. That's what that is. Yeah, headphone jack. So it actually has a proper 3.5 jack, so you could, pop on some good headphones and you could play games like normal. I'm curious as to how it will play across our Wi-Fi, because right now we don't have full access to our Wi-Fi despite it being my connection. We've had problems with this house and the internet and the people downstairs and just them messing with stuff the entire time we've been here. So it's been difficult to, as I said, get a secure connection to actually do our streaming off of, so we haven't really been doing much of it. We've been doing our recorded videos whenever we can, whenever I have the energy, because I've been just so drained. It's been rough, to say the least. So might have to edit some of this out because it's taking so damn long. Like, cue the one eternity later joke. This thing feels nice though. It's like super light, but it's got the proper grips of a controller, so it feels good. And the placement of the analog sticks is also nice because they're like where I would expect them to be. So my thumbs are like immediately gravitating towards them. My hope is that it can still play nicely, despite, like, because it's not going to work off of the internet per se. What it works off of is the intranet, when you're inside the same network. So that is just how devices inside the same network communicate with each other, as opposed to going out to the internet first and then finding it. So my hope is that it's going to be kind of straightforward. So I'm just going to let that finish. I am a businessman. I am a surgeon. Okay. Installation of the system. Fucking 50% battery needed. Son of a bitch. Motherfucker. We're going to return when it's done getting to 50%, I guess. Fucking kids these days. Alright, we're actually back now. It had to update. That was stupid. So the next thing it does is it has you complete your sign-in, so I'm just working my way through that. I had to do some verification and also figuring out what my password is, because I use a similar set for all of them, but for whatever reason I just couldn't remember this one. Oh my god. What the hell? Sorry, try again? What the fuck?
One eternity later.
Okay. Frickin' finally. We got it figured out. It was issues with my router. It was not set up the way that I would normally want it set up. So we got it updated. We had to accept the agreement and make sure we were on a network that, we had internet access. So now we are able to connect to our PS5 remotely and do remote play. And I had to do a little bit of tweaking to actually get it to the point where it was actually usable, because there were issues on my network where it was jumping and skipping a lot, and I would lose connection to the system. So obviously that's no good. I mean, it's not going to work. So what I did is I used the 5 gigahertz band. I don't have band steering enabled on my router or modem, so it cannot switch me at will. I choose what one I'm on, and that helps me keep people off the one they're not supposed to be on. So only certain devices can use the 5G, only the ones that I allow. The other ones are on the 2.4, which is fine because it's more than good enough to supply for the whole house. We're going to get into the actual, how clean the gameplay is. As clean as, we'll get into it as much as we can. So let's take a look. So my PS5's over in the corner there. You can hear that there's next to no lag. They're making sound at the exact same time, so they're connected properly. We'll launch Ratchet and Clank. So one of the things I noticed was that the sound quality or the video quality was degraded on a poor connection. So just if you ever see that problem, you may want to look at how your router settings are currently configured. But right now, this is crystal clear from my end, as clear as it's going to be for you guys. But from my end, it is as clear as I would see it on the TV. So I'm resuming my game. And look how clean that is. Oh, killed myself. Not even playing for 10 seconds and I killed myself. God. That's what happens when you're not paying attention. So anyways. Now, the big test is if it could play online games. I don't know if I necessarily want to push it that far. I wouldn't necessarily use it for that. Oh, killed myself again. I'm dumb. So, let's dive out. So this is a disc-based game. I play a lot of my games are disc. One of the features that it apparently gives you access to is just like some free streamables. I do have to renew, so I'm due for renewal. I was going to do that after I finished my move coming up here. So we're going to try a stream. We're going to stream a game. Actually, hang on. We're in the wrong place for that. So we're going to disconnect from the PlayStation itself. Just done through this menu here. Right? So we're going to come away from that. And then we're going to pick stream from game catalog. This is a beta feature. It's not going to be, I don't know how good it's going to be. But I think if you own a game, which I do own many of these, got Remake Integrate even. So right now we're just on internet. We're not on my PlayStation. We're just on the internet. Secret Agent Clank. Oh, hey, here's Last Recollection. We'll see how well this goes. Sure is taking its time launching. See, this is what the Google Stadia tried to do, was the game streaming, and it didn't work very well. That's why they shut down the games. Okay, that's kind of sleek. We'll see. Main concern on this would be video quality and input lag. I finished this game, so we'll have my save data to go off of, so we don't have to watch all the beginning cutscenes. Oh, maybe we do have to watch the beginning cutscenes. That looks actually pretty clean. We'll skip the scene and we'll just play the intro. Good little speakers on it. So we are streaming the game. We are not...
Making progress, Zach?
Angeal, what's going on? Why are we fighting Shinra troops?
They are Wutai troops in disguise. Now, head to the open area above.
You mean towards Sector 8?
Yes. But first, you're gonna have to clear a path.
Clear a path?
You'll see what I mean. Be careful.
Select.
So I can cut loose, right?
Within reason.
It's showtime.
Okay, so now we're actually going to try some combat. God damn. Okay. So maybe PlayStation is gonna do right what friggin' Google Stadia couldn't do.
I'll make first in no time.
Pretty content with this, actually. I mean, I'd continue playing this. Obviously, this was for demonstration's sake, but... So, we'll close the game. So again, it's from that same menu. So cool, you got the lights on the side. So this is the beta, obviously. Looks like it kind of preloads any games that you've, like, it caches probably some details about the game that you're trying to play. I wonder if it is restricted to just their stream list or if it is games you own as well. I don't see how it sorts them. That's pretty sleek, guys. This is what would make this a viable game console, because this is what the problem was with the Google Stadia. It didn't work very well for the streaming of games, and a lot of people, it just was just an undersold thing. I mean, the internet connection you would have to have for this to run well would have to be pretty extreme. But from what I'm seeing of it, it is actually a pretty viable solution, especially if, like, somebody wants to play on the TV and you're like, okay, well, I wanted to play PlayStation, so you can, but they don't want to play that. Maybe they want to watch a movie or something, so it's like, okay, well, I'll just play PlayStation. Problem solved. So I would say that it's a very viable solution. I mean, on top of the fact that this is a 30th anniversary edition, so it is a very sleek looking little system with the grays and neutral colors that the original console had, even going so far as to make the what's it called, the cable the right color, the right shade of gray. I'm pretty content with this. I will have to try it out more to see what it's actually capable of, because, I mean, I wonder how well it can play games like COD, playing them at a distance, using it like a controller, or, you know, is it going to be any good at all? Will there be too much lag? It's really hard to say, so I think that's something that I have to test, but for playing an offline game, I think, honestly, it's perfect. Nothing I really have any issues with there. So, okay, so what we kind of treat this like a bit of a review, right? So, network issues aside, those were my problem and not the console's problem. It had nothing to do with them, just a misconfiguration on my end. But from a standpoint of, it looks like I might be able to use this to connect to my console from anywhere. Or if I can even get so much as super high-speed Wi-Fi, I can stream the game instead of actually downloading it. Kind of like you would with Netflix, and a lot of places are fine with you doing that, especially for public Wi-Fi. So, from a review perspective, okay, so I'm going to say this by saying I really liked the Wii U. I did like it. I thought it was a really cool concept where the console does most of the work, but the little game screen could act as its own independent thing. This is basically that. So it is that, but it is a lot more crisp. Doesn't really utilize touch except for, like, when you want to turn things on or off, or switch between interfaces. Like if you want to go into your PlayStation versus going into your streaming library, which obviously you have to be a PS Plus member to utilize fully. But I can say from what I played there, I mean, not bad. It was clean. The audio had no lag. It was responsive to my, like, when I actually told the character to do something, he did it. And I mean, it looked good. Now, when your network settings are nice and tweaked, you're going to be able to play your PS5 games in that 4K quality, but obviously on a smaller screen, so it's a little easier for it to display it. It looks fantastic, and I can't say that I have any complaints for how Ratchet & Clank looked on the small screen versus on the big screen. My problems were mainly when my network was being stupid, and so I can't really blame it. Blame the issues on the system, the portal itself. So from, like, a review perspective, it has really good speakers. For such a little thing. It actually has a normal headphone jack, which is nice. Type-C charger, that's great. Can play, like, the cloud streaming games, which is kind of cool, because if you want to tether to your phone and you want to play games, it works out. If you want to do... oh, my birds are chirping in the background, and I got people messaging me about stuff. I gotta say, for the type of handheld that it is, I actually really like it. Especially if you want to, like, go lay down because you don't want to sit on the couch anymore. You can just bring it with you, and as long as the Wi-Fi connection good's where you're going, you can just punch on and away you go. So, what do we like? What do we like? Screen quality, excellent. Speakers, great. 30th anniversary edition, beautiful. Looks fantastic. I would say that this is an excellent type of prototype for probably what they're going for, which may very well be the next iteration of the PlayStation Portable, which it could be the PSP3 or whatever they want to call it. But maybe PS Portal 2, because it'll be capable of actually playing the games. Mobile hardware has gotten so good that, I mean, like, you look at the Lenovo Legion Go that I reviewed, you can play, like, everything on that, and you can play it on the go. Like, so it's pretty awesome. So I would say that we're in a really good place for this system. So what I don't like is how annoying it was to set up the, to do the agreement, because I think that was where the problem was. And if your network at home isn't tweaked perfectly or set up just right, you're going to have problems with it even connecting to your normal PS5. And what can cause that is the band steering. I don't have that in my house. I don't allow it, because one of the things it does is it will determine for you what connection you're going to be best suited for. So if you turn on band steering, how you can have issues with, say, your computer being on one band and your printer being on a different band, and then they don't talk. It doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes they are configured in a way where they can be on different bands and still see each other. Not always the case. So in this case, with your PlayStation on the same band and your Portal on the same band, you should be just fine. But just be aware, if you're having issues connecting one to the other, that very well might be why. So what I don't like is, I mean, it's a little small. But other than that, I mean, the pros outweigh the cons for sure. I'm curious to see what it can do playing, like connecting to the PS5 Pro, which obviously we have an unboxing for that coming for you guys too. We were doing some of the quality testing. We did the actual, the video work for the actual unboxing itself and the setup. Got to play that video that plays when you launch a PlayStation for the very first time. So that was pretty cool. Otherwise, guys, I mean, as far as like a review goes, if you're looking for like a way to play around the house without necessarily having to connect to, you know, the big TV because someone is using it, then this is a perfect solution. If you're on the go and you want to play something out of their streaming library, as long as the internet there is good, you're gonna do just fine. So for the price tag for the anniversary one, it was $40 more than the regular one. But if you just want a regular one, they go for about $269 Canadian, and they're really not bad little systems as long as you understand what you're getting. So this is not a full-fledged console. If you have good internet, it can behave like one because it can play things out of the streaming library. But otherwise, if you are curious about what this thing is, it is not meant for you to play on its own. It is meant to let the console do the video work, the processing, and let you do the playing off of it. But predominantly, it is just a player and not an actual... Think of it like the Logitech G Cloud gaming handhelds that they had. People were buying them because they were such a good price, but they didn't realize that was not meant to stream the console or stream like by itself. It didn't play games on its own. It had to have something to tie to, like your gaming rig or something like that. This is that, but it's with a PlayStation. On one of our next videos, we're actually going to go over how to set up the Lenovo Legion Go to behave like a PlayStation Portal. Just because it is possible for it to do that. It can do that. So we'll go over that with you guys and show you how to set it up. Otherwise, I'm going to punch off, but thanks for checking out the stream space. I'm Pydera. Thank you for being patient with the unboxing, the issues, and the constant coming in and out of the video. Luckily, we will keep that to a minimum through editing, but if you did see some of it, obviously, we'll put the funny one in where it was like a minute and a half long of us just being like, what the hell? So, thanks for checking it out, guys. I'm Pydera. You can find me on YouTube, Pydera Space 74. Here on Twitch, Pydera_74. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and comment, because obviously we're going to talk back, but I mean, it just helps get us more visible. In addition to that, there's a couple other ways you can support the channel, one of which is our eBay store, which is coming to life. It is SV Retro Tech, so you can go ebay.ca/SV Retro Tech, and you can see all the gaming and collectibles that we are selling there. Pick one up. And you know what? You get something cool. We get a couple bucks, which just goes towards our general survival at this point. In addition to that, we have our partnership with W.GG, which is a energy drink maker. Not only do they make energy drinks, they can do them in the canned form, they do the powdered form. You can get tumblers, hats, sweaters, all kinds of really cool stuff. And if you use creator code Pydera74 without spaces, I will get 10% of the cut. But more importantly, you're going to get 20% off all that cool stuff. So, the very last thing, of course, is the tip link. You can always throw something into our tip link. It goes straight to us. And naturally, we will give you a shout out and a say in some future content. So thanks for checking out the Stream Space. I'm Pydera, and I'll catch you guys next time.